We are the Science Girls.
Anatomy rules.
We are the Science Girls. Bethany, Arquelle. Bethany, Arquelle. Bethany, Arquelle.
Our system consists of 2 engine systems.
We
are the Science Girls.
Bethany, Arquelle. Bethany, Arquelle.
The heart has 4 chambers.
We are the Science Girls.
You have spongy bones.
Cells. Bethany, Arquelle. Bethany, Arquelle. Bethany, Arquelle. Bethany, Arquelle. Bethany, Arquelle.
Nervous system! Windows.
Good morning, class. Today we are learning about the nervous system. The nervous control needs 3 elements. The 3 elements are the receptors, conductors, and effectors. An example of receptors are eyes and ears. An example of a conductor is pathway of a nerve. An example of an effector are muscles and glands. There are 5 major divisions in your brain. The cerebrum is responsible for voluntary and conscious movement, as shown on the board. The cerebellum coordinated and balances the actions of the muscles. The brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord. The thalamus receives messages and relates information. That's the thalamus. The hypothalamus recognizes hunger, thirst, fatigue, anger, and body temperature. The 2 systems that regulate your body is the nervous and the endocrine system. The central nervous system also consists of the brain and the spinal cord. The left hemisphere of your body controls the right side of your brain.
Wait. Are you bored with this, boy? Are you bored with this?
I'm gonna kill you!
The pain signal is closely linked to what is known as the flight or fight syndrome. This is where our body is put into alarm status. Our muscles receive more blood flow and oxygen, our hearts beat faster, our breathing quickens, and we get ready to stand and fight or run from danger.
No!
Eating! Talking! Breathing! Sleeping! That's the nervous system.
Woo! Yeah!
Are you bored with this? Listen, we're not processing it. We're about to show you a new side of the nervous system. Talking about the nervous system. When your neurons get together to send some messages to your brain and let some. You start with the central. Yeah, that's it. It controls your brain for all its work. So for the next time you go on screen, just remember. Hey, that's the central nervous system in me. Limbs are connected by the peripheral. It's logical, but at the same time magical. Without this system, what would you be? No drilling rush. A way to feel free. I look around, and what do I see? Everyone feels, except for me.
Skeletal system!
So today we're going to continue to talk about the skeletal system. So let's start. Spongy or cancellous bone form the center bulk of all the bones. Its honeycomb structure keeps bone light. The contrast to the heavier compact bone, which gives it its strength. Bone cells or osteocytes are contained in spaces called the lacunae. The minute projections of bone cells trail into adjoining channels known as the caniculi. Tissue fluid, which fills the lacunae, allow the transfers of materials between bone. And bone cells and capillaries. Cavarian systems are about 1/16 of an inch wide, made up of a structure of compact bone. Each system is formed by a series of rings called lacunae. Each system is formed by a series of rings called lamellae, which are deposits of mineral salts and collagen fibers. Various systems limbs contain the blood and lymphatic vessels supplying the bone. Here, arteries carrying oxygenated blood and veins carrying deoxygenated blood. The sections through the shaft of the femur, a long bone, shows a central mass of spongy bone surrounded by the branching tubular Havarian system. Blood vessels on the bone surface reach into the center of the Havarian system, supplying the cells.
Are you bored with this?
I'm good, you guys give me so
When Arquelle fell, she got a fracture, and this fracture is known as the Pott's fracture. It is specific to the leg near the ankle. Now the fracture will begin the process of repairing itself. First, a hematoma starts to form. Damaged blood vessels produce a clot in 6 to 8 hours. Damaged bone cells die. Inflammation brings white blood cells to clean up the dead cells, and then new capillaries grow. Secondly, the formation of fibrocartilage callus forms. Fibroblasts invade the procallus and lay down collagen fibers. Chondroblasts produce fibrocartilage to span the broken ends of the bone. Third, the formation of the bone callus. Osteoblasts secrete spongy bone and the joints to broken ends of the bone. Last 3 to 4 months. And then, lastly, the bone remodeling, or compact bone, replaces the spongy bone in bony callus. Surface is remodeled back to normal shape.
Inside my cranium we have the frontal bone, occipital, parietal, they also end with bone. Nasal zygomatic bone are also in my face. Maxilla and the mandible, they hold my jaw in place. Clavicle is also known as the collarbone. Scapula is also known as the shoulder blade. Here we go. In my ears, you will find that I have 6 bones. Incus, malleus, stapes in my ear. In my ears, you will find that I have 6 bones. Incus, malleus, stapes.